Tonight's first period on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers and by Papa John's. The day after every Flyers win, get 50% off your online order at papajohns.com using promo code FLYERS. Flyers and Red Wings, they're only meeting here in Philadelphia this season. They've played twice already in Motown, and they split those two games. Flyers winning the most recent matchup as they came from behind, scored 4 times in the third on their way to the win.
Let's take a look at the Kia starting goaltenders for the Detroit Red Wings. It's Jonas Gustafsson back in goal. Jimmy Howard is backing up tonight. Steve Mason in goal for the Philadelphia Flyers, looking for win number 20 and looking to bounce back after a couple of rough outings. We'll get a test here against the Red Wings.
There is Steve Mason. He's seen plenty of the Red Wings in his career. 22nd time he has faced them. And Gustafsson's been the best goalie for the Red Wings this year. He has outperformed Jimmy Howard, who is back at healthy, but the backup here tonight. Underway, Flyers in their orange jerseys. The white jerseys for the Red Wings. Danny DeKeyser goes back to get the puck. Flyer line combinations at the top of your screen, followed by the defense pairs. Giroux try to get that puck back to Voracek, but it's tipped out to the neutral zone. Teaming and breaking up that Detroit rush. Daniel Alfredsson looking for the puck, and now Darren Helm comes up with it. Helm, shot that was blocked by Timonen. It will drift to the other side of the ice, and Jake Voracek is there. Backhands it in the air out to the neutral zone, and Giroux is able to one-hand it deep into the Detroit zone. He'll follow in after it, but DeKeyser will get the puck to Kyle Quincy, and the veteran defenseman starts back. A lot of injuries for the Red Wings. They've only had 2 players play in every game this year. Drew Miller and Kyle Quincy. There's a centering attempt. It goes back out to the point. Nicholas Cromwell has it there. A little wrist shot. And is off of Grossman in front. Bounces to the corner. Patrick Eaves getting to it. Eaves harassed by Mark Streit. Will drop it down low in the zone. Grossman a big hit there on Glendening, and then the puck to the corner. Couturier digging it out of there, and now he'll shuffle it back to Grossman. Grossman will send it the other side. Steve Downey back in the line. Could not handle that pass originally. And now it bounces back to Grossman. He'll try the other side of the ice to Reed. Matt Reed will bank it off the boards and all the way down. It's heading toward the net, so no icing.
Red Wings defense already aggressive, both sides of the ice. Cromwell pinching on one side, Eriksson on the other. Reed did well just to clear the puck and get it out of the zone.
Gustav Heidenquist gets the puck into the Philadelphia end now. Just an Abdelkader. After the puck, he's got it. Abdelkader off the side of the net. Back out to the point it goes across. Brendan Smith, a shot that is muffled by Lecavalier. And then played by Braden Shen. He was knocked down, but got the puck to Gustafsson. Out of Wayne Simmons. In across the line with room. Simmons the shot. The save by Gustafsson. Bounces all the way back out. Braden Shen to it. Stops and fires. Went off a skate. Saving the rebound. Hopped over Simmons' stick. It was tipped past him as he had net to shoot at. A little flurry there by the Flyers. Now Luke Shen back to get to it. He'll drop it off for Wayne Simmons. Both teams making player changes here. Just over 2 minutes in. Glad you could join us on Comcast Sportsnet. The Flyers and Red Wings. As we said in the open, Flyers have played very well against the Red Wings here in Philadelphia over the last decade and a half. As Van de Velde intercepts a pass, gets the red line, and flings one into the Detroit zone. Garoppolo in after it. It's knocked down. Bounces back out to Van de Velde for a shot that's blocked in front by DeKeyser. And now played by Quincy up the wall, pinching his teammate in. He got a piece of it. Left DeKeyser over to get to it. He's checked by Adam Hall. And it's played by Kyle Sheehan in this rookie line, or at least youthful line for the Red Wings. Gets the puck to the Philadelphia blue line. They do not have Pavel Datsyuk, nor Henrik Zetterberg, nor Johan Franzen. So a lot of names you might not be familiar with, but the Red Wings, who began this season as one of the oldest teams in the NHL, have gotten younger. Here's Helm. Centering that one, it goes right on through the blue paint. Giroux to it. He had managed to Hartman. And now to Voracek, 2-on-2 into the zone. Voracek trying to center, but it deflected and went back behind the net. Bounces all the way out to Daniel Alfredsson. Not part of the youth movement for the Red Wings. that he got into trouble. He is checked and the Flyers move back with it. Here's Giroux in across the line. Giroux holds, tried to dangle with it, and it was poked away. There's Eriksson might have got a piece of that, or maybe it just got away from Claude. And out the other way is Daniel Cleary. Darren Helm, and now back to Jonathan Eriksson. Play whistle-free hockey here early. Wells Fargo Center. Puck ahead off the stick of Glendening to Eaves for a shot. Mason denies that. All the way out to LeCavalier. He's just going to flutter one into the Detroit zone. And back to get it is the defenseman Brian Lashoff, 23 years of age. Ahead for Patrick Eaves. Son of the former assistant coach of the Flyers, Mike Eaves.
Now the head coach of the University of Wisconsin.
Indeed. Patrick Eaves. An outstanding collegiate career at Boston College. That puck set into the Philadelphia zone. Battle for it. Chen trying to fish it free, but still caught up in skates and sticks along the corner boards. And now Shen, quick pass to his brother. Luke moves it to Wayne Simmons, firing it cross ice. And then Smith back. Simmons arrives in ill humor and knocks him down. The Flyers try to get the forecheck going. Simmons heading to the bench now on a line change. As we play whistle free through the first 5 minutes almost of this one. Downey moves it to Matt Reed. Reed will dump it across ice. The Kaiser to the Philadelphia line. Tip deeper. Joachim Anderson was back from a hip injury after missing 6 games. Flyers physical early in this one with 6 of the game's first 7 hits. Here's Reed in across the line. Matt Reed on the left wing. Stops. His pass ends up splitting the 2-point man and drifting back out to the neutral zone. Looking there by Mark Strike. These guys in a hurry?
Yeah, if you like up and down hockey, line rushes, you got it.
Good pace, really.
Yeah, we don't like whistles.
Yeah, good passes. No icings, no offsides. I'll take it.
Puck to the Philadelphia line, moving in. Shane, he'll center it. Tatar looking for it, and his shot went wide. Again, this is a line of all young players for the Red Wings that Nick Babcock said would have been their best line in the last game, which was a 5-4 shootout loss to Florida. Adam Hall gets the puck in. Shane is back after it. Sends it to the middle in his own zone. That one rescued by Thomas Jurko. If he didn't get his stick on it, might have wound up on a Flyers stick. Now Raffl does steal the puck. That is picked up by Shane. He's thumped by Vandevelde. Flyers fourth line out, trying to apply some pressure. But now Tatar escapes the center. He'll chip one in and he'll chase off Mason's stick. Gustafsson will play it around out of the reach of Luke Shen. Giroux comes together with Aaron Helm, and now it's spun out the other way. Eriksson at the point will backhand in to Helm. Helm tried to center, hit the net, back of the net. Giroux in, he checks Alfredsson, but Alfredsson still has the puck. Daniel Alfredsson got it into the slot, but that shot by Glendening was blocked. Gustafsson poking it to the corner boards, and now it's loose in skates again. Giroux able to find it, backhands it. And Steve Mason's going to get the first whistle of this hockey game as he covers up.
Scoreless here, a fast pace in the early going. Flyers get a couple of scoring chances. One on the rush here. Gustafsson does a nice job in moving the puck to the point and then driving the net for Simmons' opportunity there. And then Braden Shen goes to work firing towards the net. Simmons just can't get the rebound attempt. A real good start for this one.
Here are the scratches brought to you by Virtua. Lengthy list and a talented list at that for the Red Wings. All of those players minus Kindle and Bertuzzi are injured. Yes, Todd Bertuzzi is out, the scratch. And for the Flyers, Zach Rinaldo skating with the team, game to game. Basically, he said he's ready to go, so I think we'll see Zach on the upcoming road trip.
That's great news.
And as we mentioned, Steve Downey back in the lineup. Jay Rosehill, head coach's decision, sitting this one out.
I wonder if it's not ironic, I don't think it. When you lose Ronaldo and all of a sudden you go 2-4-1. He's important.
Yeah, he brings a lot of energy. There's no question about that. There's Justin Abdelkader who had that scoring chance. Couldn't bury it. Now he tries to get it out in front. He's met by Mason. Back to the point to Kaiser. Set it off the stick of Anderson and then the glass. Braden Coburn first to the puck. Sends it through Downey and out to the neutral zone. Trying to get to that is Matt Reed. Downey moved it into the zone, but Reed was already in, so offside is called.
Downey back with Couturier and Reed, a line that was very successful going back about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And Craig Berube electing to put that line back together to try to get Couturier and Reed going offensively, as well as get Steve Downey involved at both ends of the ice and a little physical presence as well.
Flyers win the neutral zone draw, and Sprite will wind it deep, bounces off of Brendan Smith, and now Lecavalier tried to gather it behind the net, but never could get control. And Smith has it. The right wing feed off the back of Eves' skates, picked up by Braden Shen, charging on in. Might have been hooked there by Glendening, but they allow it to go, and now Eves will move it in the middle. Here's Drew Miller. Moving the puck back, and Lashoff sent it in. Grossman, a heavy hit on Drew Miller. And Ramble is on in the corner. 6 shots thus far, 4 for the Red Wings and 2 for Philadelphia. And you can hear the referees, Kimberly, Wes McCauley, saying play on. So they do. They just don't want to blow their whistles here tonight.
Nope. Kind of like it.
Here's Wright dropping it back. Flyers continuing to have the advantage in the physicality. Glendening will roll that to the other side of the ice. Yurko gets to it, but he's checked. Kept in momentarily by Cromwell, but it went off of Simmons back to the neutral zone. Flyers trying to change here. Red Wings trying to move up and take advantage of that. Sheahan with the puck. Big pivot. Backhanded around behind the net. Dyer got it back to the point, and then it's back deep into the Philadelphia zone. Teams trying to really work the Flyers' defense. No question about that. We've seen that in recent games. Flyers have got to find a way to support each other to move the puck out of the zone more crisply.
The first pass so important as well, and the Flyers done a good job in the early going of making that first pass and gaining the red line and getting in on the forecheck.
Adam Hall trying to do just that. Quincy escapes his forechecking, clears it all the way down, and we'll have icing called for the first time here tonight.
Well, the guy behind the bench for the Detroit Red Wings, one of the best coaches ever in the history of the National Hockey League, actually third, only behind Glenn Sather and Scotty Bowman, to 400 wins. And right here, you see the #1 team on the road, the Detroit Red Wings in the Eastern Conference right now, with a .646 record, and with the lineup he's had. I mean, this is basically the Grand Rapids Griffins that are playing tonight. And obviously, they're not that bad because they were Calder Cup champions. And when you win, you advance. And that's what they have here is now the Detroit Red Wings.
Voracek firing that one through the slot. Couldn't find his stick, though. Now Voracek behind the net. That one slips through him, and Cronwall will move it ahead to Alfredson, who backhands to Daniel Cleary, who almost was a Flyer. The Red Wings are offside there. Talked that Cleary was going to sign with the Flyers. At the last second, he decided to re-sign with the Red Wings.
Well, following a quick West Coast road trip, the Flyers make the return to the Wells Fargo Center next Thursday, February the 6th, to face off against the Colorado Avalanche. Call now for tickets, 215-218-PUCK. The Avalanche, an up-and-coming team in the Western Conference, with, of course, Patrick Waugh behind the bench, and some good young star players that are fun to watch.
They have, after that great start, they leveled off for a bit, but they've been able to get it back in gear. Boy, when they don't play well, Patrick does not pull punches. He let him have it after their game in Tampa Bay. Here's a loose puck in front of the Philadelphia net. It bounces back out. Shot Eriksson goes wide. All the way out to Cronwall. And he'll get the puck to Anderson, and now Eriksson. Eriksson, the last pick in the draft, his draft year, and yet he's become a very good NHL player. The Red Wings seem to make a habit of taking late draft picks and turning them into very good players. Here's Daniel Alfredson, the veteran, trying to center. It's blocked, goes high in the air all the way to the circle. Eriksson the first to find it. And now he'll dump it down low. The centering pass goes all the way through. Here's Alfredson. Alfredson is shot, saved Mason. Flyers pinned in their own zone. This has been a problem for them of late. Downey is being hauled down, turns the puck over, but Cronwall could not keep that in. A break for the Flyers there, and the puck goes down the ice.
Downey gets a good break there. As a right winger, you never want to move the puck to the point, which is really your place to be. So Downey gets a fortunate bounce there past Nicholas Cronwall and is able to get off the ice.
Cronwall, a nice pass here. The shot by Miller, save made. Mason, it rattled around off of a Flyer, and Mason kept it out a second time. And now Giroux goes across, and it's spun deep into the zone by Voracek. Gustafsson is out, and he is stripped of the puck. The steal, and now the pass for Giroux, but it went off the stick of the Red Wings and down the ice. It was Patrick Eves who got in the way of it. Now Luke Schenn ahead for Wayne Simmons. Simmons finding some open ice. Simmons has the legs moving. Angles on in, but lost control of the puck as he did so. Now he's surrounded by white jerseys looking for an outlet. Gets it back to the point. Timonen will wind and fires! corner save. Gustafson, as he was able to find that through the traffic. Still scoreless here at the Wells Fargo Center. Quinnipiac First University game notes. The Coors Light Stadium Series well underway now throughout the NHL with a couple of games over the weekend and another one tomorrow night. NHL 3 Stars of the Week were selected as well. Stadium Series on Saturday night out at Dodger Stadium. 55,000 people watching a 3-0 Anaheim win. They had Vin Scully on hand. They had the USC marching band. It was great. And then at Yankee Stadium yesterday, the Devils and Rangers in a game that was won eventually by New York 7-3, and they even had some snowfall, which you gotta have in New York for an outdoor game. And there are your 3 stars of the week, including Gustav Nyquist of the Red Wings.
He's played really well, Nyquist. Sekera gets the 3rd star, continues to help out the Carolina Hurricanes, and Kari Lehtinen comes off an outstanding week as well.
They had to delay that game in New York due to sun. And then they eventually ended up with snow falling. But outside of that delay for the sun, I can't imagine things going any better for the NHL than they did for those 2 games. Really spectacles and obviously so many people on hand and the league getting a lot of positive attention.
Yeah, it's worked out really well. One more coming tomorrow night as well. The Islanders and Rangers back at Yankee Stadium, and it is going to be chilly out there.
Yeah, I believe a high of 25, so by game time it will be in the teens.
That night, yep. Yeah. Probably 12 degrees out there. Dress warm if you're going.
You're going to be there?
I will be, and I will be dressed warm.
By that time, let's see, we'll be landing in Los Angeles. Maybe we'll be texting Mr. Jones about how warm it is.
75 degrees, I know. I already looked.
No score here early on. You see the Red Wings have doubled the Flyers in shots. One shot there goes wide of the net as Daniel Alfredson tipped it to Cleary, and then back out Quincy, a shot into heavy traffic, knocked down by the Flyers and moved ahead to Voracek. Across for Scott Hartnell, charging into the zone. Hartnell with a shot, and it's blocked by Quincy, and it sails out of play. 7:31 remaining here in the first. We'll get Philly sports news and scores when you're on the go. Be the first to know the latest on all of your Philly teams right from your smartphone. Download the free CSN Philly Sports app now.
Craig Berube taking Claude Giroux's line off the ice here for this offensive zone face-off. Mike Babcock put Cromwell and Eriksson on the ice, and Berube looking to try to keep Giroux free of 2 of the better defensive defensemen in the National Hockey League.
Couturier wins this draw back to Gustafson, who then wrists one well wide of the Detroit net. The Ablocator moves the puck back out to center ice. Steve Downey back for Philadelphia, but is poked away from him by Anderson. Luke Schenn ties him up, but Nyquist is there centering it in front. Ablocator was there, but he could not ram it home. Now they get the puck back. It's Anderson to the point. Quincy, and now to Kaiser with a shot. It's deflected and then swept out of there by Luke Schenn. Moving ahead is Matt Reed. Reed up the left wing. He's being given some room here. He waits and fans on the centering pass. It winds up in the skates of Couturier sitting there. He jams at it, but it squeezes wide. Now Reed back out to Gustafson. Across it goes. Downey to Luke Schenn for a shot. That's knocked down in front, as is a Flyer penalty. And Reed was knocked down, and that gets the whistle, and the Flyers will get a power play here.
Matt Reed doing some effective work on the forecheck. Downey and Couturier also contributing. That line looking like it's in sync once again, and Craig Berube gets the intended result. They get a scoring chance and draw a penalty there as the Kaiser takes down Matt Reed.
The Kaiser came out of nowhere. Basically, everybody's tied up there right there, but he gets a little too aggressive, knocking Reed as Reed's got his head down looking for that puck. So a good opportunity to get a lead in this hockey game, heading to the power play.
Well, the Flyers might feel as though they have some power plays coming. In the season series coming into tonight, the Red Wings with 14 power plays, the Flyers with 7. But now it's 14-8 as the Flyers get the first bad advantage here tonight and try to get on top. Have a look at the McDonald's power play payoff contestant. Here's Claude Giroux with the puck. Giroux getting it back to Timonen. Move to the middle of the ice and then deal it back to the captain. Now right back to Kimo. Look down low. Voracek spun it in front. And it's tipped out of there by Gustafson. Back to Giroux. Back out. Timonen shot. Deflection. Score! Scott Hartnell with a redirection. Power play goal. Flyers on top. 1-0. Hartnell's 7th power play tally of the year as he scores for a case of Tasty Cake.
Some great work by Claude Giroux and Kimo Timonen playing catch after Voracek just scoops that to the net. It's Giroux that finds it. The quick shot by Timonen, an excellent deflection by Scott Hartnell on the backhand.
Timonin's so smart. This is right in the wheelhouse of both Simmonds and Hartnell, because if you're going to deflect it and you're going to stand and you're going to screen, you want to have an opportunity. Timonin keeps the puck along the ice. And right there you see Gustafson's got no chance. Right through the 5-hole to give the Flyers the 1-0 lead.
13th of the year overall for Scott Hartnell. Timonin has now 5 assists in his last 7 games. Detroit with the best power play on the road in the NHL, and the Flyers able to puncture that here early in this hockey game. That shot handled by Gustafsson.
And Voracek still going over some instructions on the bench. Must have seen something on that early power play, and there's the shot for a tip. Timonin shooting that puck wide on purpose and allowing Hartnell to get his stick on it and get it through the legs of Gustafsson.
And you know, one thing you'll see, the Red Wings right there, they did not pressure the defense. So that's something you're going to learn for the next time, is if they're going to allow that shot to come like Timonin at the time to wind up and let it go, hey, use it. Take advantage of it.
Brendan Smith's pass makes its way to Daniel Alfredsson. 41-year-old will flip it to the middle. Here's Helm. Helm trying to split the defense. Grossman had other ideas as he knocks him down. Darren Helm is one of the fastest players in the NHL. But now a penalty called on Wayne Simmonds. Scramble along the board results in a Flyer penalty. So the Flyers get the lead as Scott Hartnell redirects the team in an offering and gives them the lead. Detroit power play when we return.
Nothing, the Flyers lead the Red Wings, but now, as Jimmy mentioned, we're going to see the #1 road power play in the league as the Red Wings head to the power play. Right here, you're going to see Lashoff come in and pinch. Simmonds, oh, actually, I'm sorry, it's even up. Holding for Simmonds, and you know, right there, Simmonds did get that right hand on, and then there was an embellishment against Lashoff. So, we don't see the power play. My bad.
Well, Flyers aren't unhappy about that. Oh, down in a heap goes Timonin after blocking that shot. He gets back up and finds the puck. Gave it to Reed, but Reed then was stripped, and now Coburn will just flip it back deeper into the zone. Yeah, it looked as though they were pointing to just Simmonds, but as we went to break, told Lashoff, you got to go too. You went down too easy there. You shouldn't have fallen to the ice. And so it's 4-on-4 hockey. Here's Grossman flipping one. Terry after it in the slot, but played by Shane. And he got it back to Crawwell. The Red Wings have been outscored 5-1 4-on-4 hockey this season. They have not been good at this. They're at full strength with Zetterberg and Datsuk. That's hard to believe.
It really is. It's amazing. Maybe that has something to do with some of the games that they've missed.
Exactly. I have to think that is. Brooksy will roll it deep into the zone. Heavy hit on Anderson by Grossman, who has certainly come out playing with an edge here in this one. Voracek has that go off the skate. Quincy back after it. Voracek stays right with him. But the Kaiser will help out his teammate, and now ahead it goes. Joakim Anderson and across the Philadelphia line. Cutting to the middle. Deals to Nyquist. His shot is blocked. Turning back with it was Strike. That he hands to Giroux. Giroux right back to the veteran defenseman. They gain the line, spin, and then just shuttle the puck deep. Giroux hoping that it gets behind the net, but Nyquist cut in and got there first, but now it ends up in the stick of Gustafsson for a wrist shot that went wide. And Voracek wheels to the puck. Voracek all the way around behind, had the puck start rolling on him. Now he's got it out the other side, turns, waits, and then it drifted away from him again. Jake had problems just controlling that puck, and still wonder about Jake with that upper body injury. It seems to be giving him trouble sometimes in his puck handling.
Looked good on the power play when he handled the puck, but no question about it. There's still some tweaking going on there.
Gustafsson with a shot here, blockered away by the other Gustafsson. No relation. Eric Gustafsson with a shot. Jonas with a save. There's Smith ahead. And Daniel Alfredsson now moves up all the way across, and that goes off of Cleary's skate into the corner. Luke Schenn with a big hit there. Flyers very physical in this game. Wayne Simmonds is obviously out of the box. He's got the puck right up the right wing with it, but Smith takes it away. That's us, along with our great crew here from the Wells Fargo Center, the Flyers and the Red Wings, wrapping up their season series. Winner of this game wins the season series. There's Cromwell with a shot that goes wide. Bounces out to Coburn, and he is overtaken. Turns it over. Yurko shot. Save, but there will be a penalty. A tripping infraction, and this time the Red Wings will get the power play.
Looks like 2 calls on this as well, as the referee signaled interference as one of them. It looks like Helm is heading to the penalty box
Detroit
also.
43,
We can't
2
get the
minutes
Red
tripping.
Wings their power play.
Philadelphia 44, 2 minutes interference.
So it's interference on Timonen, tripping on Helm.
Helm tripped up Braden Coburn and then ran into Kimmo Timonen. So we get some more 4-on-4. Flyers season ticket holders can renew for next season and take advantage of the all-new Early Bird program. Renew now and select your own benefit packages filled with exclusive items and experiences. Call 215-218-4-FAN.
So Greg Kimmerly and Wes McCauley, they like these 2-for-1s.
Both calls were right.
Yeah.
So good for them to make it.
The first one, I'm not sure it should have just been let go completely, but Wayne Simmons did have the arm out. Ashop did go down rather easily, so.
It was good Simmons didn't overreact to the initial call because he could have picked up an extra minor.
Oh, he was
Matt Reed
yapping.
trying to get away from Grunwald, but the play is offside. Gives us a chance to get our Jeep trivia question for tonight's game out there. How many times have the Red Wings won the Stanley Cup in back-to-back seasons? Never, twice, or 3 times? We'll give you the answer later on in the broadcast. I'll tell you that they've won quite a few Stanley Cups over the years. 11 total Stanley Cups. Only Montreal and Toronto with more.
Where are they now? 22 consecutive seasons in the playoffs?
That is the longest record right now in North American pro sports. Still a ways to go before they get to the NHL record. And the arm up again. This time we have a penalty. It's a delayed call against Philadelphia. We'll wait though. Braden Schenn touches the puck. And Wes McCauley makes the call. And it is indeed just one penalty this time as Grossman will go to the box.
Yeah, there's the free hand off and the one hand up around the head of Tatar momentarily. There's the grab right there. And that's going to get you called more often than not.
1,000, 2,000, you could figure out that sooner or later Nick had to let go. But it just kept going on, and as a result, Wes McCauley said that's enough, and the penalty's called.
Flyers are without Timonen and Grossman now in a 4-on-3 situation. One of those two would be out there, if not both, in a situation like this. So dangerous here. 4-on-3 for the Red Wings. Cromwell moves it across. One-time shot. And that one deflects and goes into the safety netting as Daniel Alfredsson fired away.
Not afraid to shoot it from there. Alfredsson waiting for that one-timer, and I believe it was Luke Schenn that got a shin pad on that one. Schenn's been very good in the early going of this game. Some good solid hits and a nice shot block there.
Flyers penalty kill dropped to 10th after having the rough game against the Bruins, in which they allowed 3 power play goals against. It's been a pretty solid unit overall this season. Detroit's power play, as you saw, not up near the top, but they scored 4 times against the Flyers this year with a man advantage. And of course, they're missing Katsu, Zetterberg, and Franzen. That's really where you're missing perhaps even most on the power play. Alfredsson across here. And they send it back through, and it's Grunwald. Winds, side of the net pass. Out in front, they looked for Nyquist, but it was broken up. Malcolm Anderson had a shot if he wanted it. Thought Nyquist was in a better spot. Now Nyquist has the puck, and he'll fire glove. Save made by Steve Mason, flashing some leather right there.
Real nice job by Mason, looking through a little bit of traffic and throwing up that glove hand to make the save.
Red Wings do a great job of moving this puck around, but then all of a sudden he's looking for that code. That's Nyquist. And look at the screen. Now the screen actually passes by. So that allows Mason to be able to get a good eye on that. And that right glove, boy, that right catching glove, very active.
Red Wings with one more chance than the Flyers. The screen came out high, though, Coach. Luke Schenn. He could put that shot right between Luke's arm and his body, I think. There's Tatar. Dropping it back to Kaiser for Tatar. Tipped by Couturier. Tatar able to gather. 8 seconds remaining in the concurrent minors. Kaiser. Back across, and now it's tipped again by Couturier, and he will clear. Active stick for Sean Couturier. He's so good at breaking up passes. Right there, he clears it all the way down. Now it's a 5-on-4 with the concurrent minors. Having elapsed 30 seconds remaining on the penalty to Grossman, and the Flyers intercept and clear again. Getting that puck down the ice. Here's DeKaiser out of Western Michigan. Sure, you heard all kinds of stories about Keith Jones, Western Michigan.
Ross Fitzpatrick, who's here and scouted him a lot at Western Michigan. The Flyers tried to sign him.
They did.
Undrafted, and they put a lot of energy to try to get him done. The Red Wings ended up stealing him.
Well, he's from Detroit, so they had that going for them. Flyers couldn't overcome that. Flyers do overcome the power play, though, for the Red Wings. They kill it off. They're back to full strength. 24 seconds remaining here in this first period. Almost pass is knocked down. Drew anticipated, kicks it out of his skates, moves it off the wall to the slot, couldn't get a shot off. And Darren Helm now gains control. There's a pop fly out to the neutral zone, played carefully by the Flyers. Now Coburn looking for forward check, 4 seconds in the period. And they'll move it up and out to center as the horn sounds. A good period for the Flyers. They have found themselves having to come from behind after trailing after the first period a lot lately. Not tonight. They have a 1-0 lead. Mason was good. Scott Hartnell gets the only goal. The Flyers have themselves an advantage after 20 minutes of play. Tonight's Flyers Red Wings first period was brought to you by Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. By Powerback Rehabilitation. Gives patients their power back by getting them home sooner. And by Monuments Men in theaters February the 7th. Downstairs we go. Steve Coates set the chat for the only goal scorer in period number 1, Scott Hartnell.
Scotty, obviously when you're struggling, you want to get good starts, you want to have good first periods. Do you think that the club accomplished what you guys wanted to do in that first period?
I thought we skated great. I thought, this has been our best period for, probably the last 10 to 12 periods. So you got to build on that. It's a great team over there. They're not going to give up, and we've got to keep going.
Let's talk about your goal in the power play. You were in your office, you and Simmer, and what I was impressed with was the team and he kept that puck down for you.
Kimo's such a good, he always has his head up, especially where he's shooting. I think he saw a lane on my backhand side, and when you play with a guy so long, you get to know where his shot's going and things like that. So I read it off his stick and was able to get wood on it, and it was slow, but it went right in the 5-hole.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Tiemann and Hartnell approaching 900 games together as teammates. Elaborate on the goal. John Boric, Al Morganti with our analysis as our coverage of Flyers hockey continues on Comcast Sportsnet after this. Tonight's second period is brought to you by your local Delaware Valley Audi dealers and legendary Audi Quattro all-wheel drive, the world's top-selling luxury all-wheel drive system. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by 5-Hour Energy Helps, which recognizes those who, despite their own needs, put others first. Physical Flyers team. Good first period. There are your Sugar House Casino first period statistics.
Yeah, 14 hits for the Flyers, just 2 for Detroit. The Red Wings power play goes 0 for 1. The Flyers do a great job with their power play. They pick up a goal from Scott Hartnell, and that has given them the 1-0 lead.
There is the scoring summary. One and only goal from Hartnell, from Tiemann, and Giroux on the power play. Flyers trying to get this home power play revved up. GMC NHL update. Busy night in the NHL. Takes us first to Columbus. The Blue Jackets lost last night to Carolina, and they're down early today. Stefan Acosta with his first NHL goal gives the Senators the 1-0 lead. Bruins playing Florida, and the Bruins continue to play very well. McGinley with a shot. Lucic the rebound. He pots the goal there. And then Zdeno Chara, Big Z, gets his 13th of the season as the Bruins lead 2-0 over Florida. The Bruins a very busy stretch for them as they won on Long Island last night.
And Tim Thomas's first trip back to Boston to play the Bruins and get lit up early.
Twitter shots from period number 1. Indeed, the Flyers did score first. MD Pokey
from our crew.
Yes, he's already over in Sochi. Look at that, 4 a.m. and he's watching the game.
That's great.
And Steve Mason has a fan. Nobody wants Keith Jones to be there, Valentine.
No, they don't. And I don't want to have insomnia when I'm over in Russia either. I'll be there soon, Paul.
Yes, indeed. Jonesy heading over. Part of NBC's coverage of the Olympics. Puck hops out of play as we are underway here in period number 2. Flyers have the lead to start the second period. That is not a position they've been in very much of late, but certainly where they wanted to be. But they've had games this year where they've had the strong first period and then sort of slid back. They have to keep the foot on the gas pedal, and you can bet Craig Berube talked to him about that.
No doubt. And they were skating in that first period. You heard Scott Hartnell talking to Steve Coates after the period. And he liked the energy that the team brought to the table after a difficult game against the Boston Bruins, who are clicking on all cylinders right now. And the Flyers have a lot that they can take from that game and move forward.
Do I owe you money? Steve Coates. Wow.
Well, that is your name as that shot goes in. A goal save, rebound. And Giroux swatted it wide. Oburn set it in front off the skate. Back out to Daniel Clear. You've been called worse, haven't you, Coatsy?
That's why I was surprised.
Glad you were listening.
I listen to everything you say.
When Keith Jones talks, people listen. Puck into the middle. Here's Voracek. He had Giroux, but the pass went behind him and the play ended up offside.
Giroux out there. He's seen a lot of Daniel Alfredsson in this game. Alfredsson, one of the better two-way players in the league for a long time, and you can see him get there just in time to knock that puck away from Claude Giroux. Giroux looking for the rebound opportunity, and the veteran Alfredsson there to steer it clear.
I had an opportunity to talk to Mickey Redmond, Hall of Famer. Mickey Redmond, former Red Wing great, now color analyst for them, about Alfredsson, because he didn't really get to see him a lot because of the Eastern Western Conferences. But he is so impressed about what he does, just like what we just saw away from the play.
Yeah, still plays at a very high level at both ends of the rink at age 41. And that's not something that's very easy. I know guys like Jaromir Jagr and Solani and Alfredsson are making it look easy, but they're playing with kids by their perspective, guys that are much younger, and they're able to keep up and still contribute in a big way.
Commitment to the physical side of it as well, the workouts and what it takes in the offseason to still continue to get those legs moving against some of the young skating legs in this league. It's phenomenal that those guys are still productive.
Collier and the forecheck here. Simmons back. That shot from Couturier is blocked. And now it's back out to center. Luke Shen sending it back to center. Quincy banks it to the Philadelphia line. Simmons intercepts. Stuffs it right back out to center, but this will be icing against Philadelphia.
Red Wings very strong in the face-off department in the first period. They had the decided advantage. The Flyers want to be sharp here as they move forward. 12-4, the face-offs were in period number 1. And when you get some defensive zone face-offs, you want to make sure you get those wins and keep the pressure off your goaltender.
Daniel Alfredsson, of course, leaving Ottawa to come to Detroit, but still has to feel pretty comfortable because he's Swedish. And Detroit is basically Sweden in North America. They have 7 Swedish players playing tonight, 8 overall on the roster. Jan Fransson's out with, unfortunately, the recurrence of concussion-like symptoms. But this is a team that they have taken those Swedes and they basically developed a team right around the Swedish nation, as they call it.
And Zetterberg out as well, the captain of the Red Wings. So lots of firepower out of there, but no question the chemistry from the countrymen has certainly been evident.
Ablocator's angle shot there off the side of the net. Zetterberg out. That's 6
right
that are playing here in this game, and 2 not. So 8 representatives Sweden, and by the way, 12 Olympic representatives involved with this Detroit team. As that shot by Reed goes wide, bounces behind the net. Gustafsson's in after it. Downey will bank it back out. Across it comes Couturier, a shot that went wide. Downey rotates to the puck and sends it back to Couturier. And he'll fire it off the boards behind that. Bounces all the way out. Jonathan Eriksson out of the Swedes, no clear to the zone. Moving it ahead, that's tipped away. And now finally rolled into the Detroit zone. Just over 3 minutes into this second period. Flyers holding on to that 1-0 lead. Each team with one shot thus far here in the second. Erickson, long pass off the stick of Shane into the Philadelphia zone. Aiden Coburn is back. Some help from Vandevelde, where the puck bounces off the Red Wing back to the other side of the ice. Raffle dips back deep in the zone to get to it. At the outlets, Mark Streit. Streit in across the line. Streit centering, backhander in the net. Is knocked off its moorings. Vandevelde the shot, but as he was taking the shot, the net off its moorings, and now Brendan Smith and Adam Hall begin to trade shoves.
Well, it was Smith and Hall that went to the net. Hall's going to the net to try to be able to maybe look for a rebound after Gustafsson makes a save. But the puck, Vandervelde's going to take that shot, but the next thing you know, bang.
The breakouts have been much better for the Flyers in this game. That was Michael Raffle hitting the defenseman Mark Streit in stride, and that leads to the scoring chance. And there's the contact around the net that Coatsy was talking about. Adam Hall actually taking down Brendan Smith there, and the face-off, fortunately for the Flyers, stays in the zone.
Adam Hall still talking about it on the bench as they will drop the puck to the right. The guy they call the monster. Voracek to it. Voracek centering for Hartnell, but it was broken up. Again, Alfredson making a good play in the defensive zone. Helm tipping that head. Now goes off of Hartnell to Giroux. They have a mini 2-on-1. Giroux holding to Hartnell. Oh, save by Gustafsson, and then he stopped Giroux. They dig for the puck. It's still loose. Hartnell from the angle drills it off Gustafsson, who lost his stick. He's trying to get it back. The Flyers, though, lost the puck. Giroux getting it. Gustafsson gets his stick back, and Giroux will get to Hartnell, and he'll fire it behind the net. Now it's Voracek, who's knocked down, and Alfredson to the puck. Chipping it up the wall. Streit tries to pinch. It's jammed by him out to the neutral zone. Grossman tipped it to Giroux, and then right back to the Flyer defenseman. Flyers that close to making it a 2-goal game. Now Giroux tipping that puck. Couldn't move in, but he's got it back to Simmons. Simmons waiting as the Flyers are changing players, and he gets decked. The Red Wings will move it out. Now Glendening. Under their rookies in across the line. Slams on the brakes, drops it off. Miller off the bench. Back to Glendening, and now Erickson all the way across for Kronwall. He'll wrist one wide of everything. Back out the other side, Erickson. Erickson back ending behind the net. Flyers will track the puck down. It's Simmons getting to it. He lost an edge. And now Simmons caught by Drew Miller, dropped it back, and it's shoveled out of the zone by Streit. Back to the 5-minute mark of the second period. That stretch pass to Glendening. A 2-on-1 developing. Glendening the shot. Save Mason. It snuck through, but went wide. Now they try to get it back out in front as Mason was still out of the picture, but the Flyers prevent that from getting out into the slot area. Now Drew Miller. Miller pinned by Timonen. Glendening comes in, shoved by Braden Shen. The puck still in skates there, and they let him play on consistently in this game, and they do here again. Miller shoved to the wall by Shen. Miller still stays with it, got it out in front, ricochets around and out back behind the net again. Good shift here for Detroit as they have the Flyers pinned in the zone. Timonen wraps up Glendening. Now it's moved ahead. Cavalier is able to tip it out to center ice.
Winning puck battles. A nice job defensively by the Flyers. Timo Timonen leading the way with a couple of good, sound defensive plays, and the Flyers do some good work along the wall.
Coburn couldn't play that puck cleanly. Abdelkader's in on him. And now Couturier gain control. Give it to Coburn. This pass handled by Reed out of his skates. Reed ahead to Downey, and he'll backhand in. Reed trying to get in on the forecheck. Defeated by Anderson, and now they'll move it back off Abdelkader to the neutral zone.
Well, you're talking about passes coming out of your zone right there. Matty Reed goes back there, swings to get the nice pass from the defender, and then all of a sudden they get out very quickly again.
Another nice move there, did Reed, but the Red Wings get the puck back. Nyquist forced by Couturier. They give it to Lashoff right in front of his own net. Then he moves to Anderson. Joakim Anderson. Pop fly into the Philadelphia zone. Grossman wrapped up by Abdelkader. The two number 8s cancel. And Couturier has the puck. Gets it ahead. This move there by Raffle. He's then checked though from behind and lost the puck. Kaiser spinning away from the hit. Gets it off to Lashoff, and now ahead. Yurko to Sheahan. Sheahan holds, waits, fires. Blocked in front and then hit the post. And Mason's able to find the puck and cover up. The Red Wings are coming. And they're putting some pressure on, but the Flyers still have the lead. Right here, the puck outfired, keeping the Flyers in front.
Flyers up 1-0 here. Claude Giroux picked up an assist in the first period on Scott Hartnell's power play goal. Almost had another one here. Gustafsson makes two outstanding saves. The first one on Hartnell, and then the rebound opportunity. Giroux tries to elevate it over the pad there, and he just can't get it up as there's a couple defenders in the way as well.
And back the other way, here comes Glendening. Now he's going to wait for help, but all of a sudden he put the brakes right there and take the shot as nobody went to him. And Mason came up with a real good save there.
Flyers have the puck here. Mark Streit gets the legs moving in from the red line. Will wind it into the Detroit zone. Gustafsson kept it away from Voracek. Now Kronwall moves it out to center ice. We approach the midpoint of regulation time. Just over a couple minutes from that. Shots are 11-10 Flyers. Chances are 9-7 Red Wings. Goals are 1-0 Philadelphia. That's really all that matters, isn't it? Giroux for Voracek. Stepping in front of him is Kronwall. Kronwall tried to center, blocked away. Now Giroux set sail for the Detroit zone. He's got help with him. Giroux up the right wing. Giroux, the pass back. Hartnell, the shot. He scores! Make it 2 for Hartnell. Laser. And the Flyers lead 2-0. Hartnell again for a case of Tasty Cake.
Claude Giroux is flying in this game, and it's no easy task going against Niklas Kronwall and Jonathan Ericsson. Kronwall turns it over to Giroux, and watch the vision of Giroux. He knows the late man's coming. That guy is Hartnell, and he buries it glove side with a terrific wrist shot.
And Kronwall doesn't get to Hartnell in time. Right here, you see it. And then somehow Gustafsson completely overplays it. He comes over the pipe, anticipates the pass from Giroux to Hartnell, but just kept going, and Hartnell went the other way to the left side.
Last multiple goal game for Scott Hartnell was that hat trick against the Canadiens late last season, icing the call here on Detroit. As he has 2 already in this one.
Hartnell ends up getting a goal here after some good work by this guy. If you look at Jake Voracek in the middle, if we stop it right there, there's Voracek. Now watch how he pushes back Jonathan Ericsson. That opens the lane for Scott Hartnell, and he can walk in and fire that wrist shot high to the glove side. A terrific shot. Voracek won't get an assist on the goal, but does a lot of the work in pushing back the D for Hartnell.
Giroux will get an assist. The only assist on the goal, his second of the game. So 2 helpers for Giroux, 2 goals for Hartnell. Just good work by Jake Voracek. Nothing to show for it as yet. Here's Steve Downey. Downey muscling his way toward the slot, but double teamed and lost the puck. And there it is, another defensive play by Daniel Alfredsson. Slips that puck through the neutral zone. Luke Schenn trying to clear and just got it out to center where Alfredsson will play it and chop it back in. Luke Schenn takes the puck from Mason. Gustafsson, nice pass to Downey, 3-on-2 developing. Left wing feed Reed. Reed takes a look, winds, fires, save Gustafsson. Great outlet pass from Gustafsson right there. Now he'll have to work defensively. His teammate who's replaced him on the ice is Abdelkader. Bears in, got off an angle shot with one hand on the stick, and Mason able to knock that away. Braden Coburn takes over and is able to find Timonen quickly ahead to Simmons. Wayne Simmons moving well, trying to split the 2 defenders. He's impeded. Still gets to the puck. Then is bumped and Abdelkader takes over. Ahead to Nyquist. Right wing feed. Oakham Anderson stopped by Streit. Braden Schenn the other way. Hands off to Simmons, who finds Lecavalier in on goal. Stopped by Gustafsson. Beautiful maneuver by Lecavalier, tipping the puck through his own legs, but Gustafsson with a save. Now it's Simmons. He waits. He fires high and wide. All the way out to Grossman. Grossman sends it back in along for Lecavalier. And to brace himself for the hit, spins out the other way with it. Lecavalier centers! Shot blocked back to Lecavalier. Out to Streit. He'll fire. Hit a body in front. Now it's Lecavalier again. He'll turn it down low for Simmons. Good shift to this line. Simmons protecting the puck. Gave it to Streit, but he was mashed along the wall. And now it's Nyquist the other way. All that speed to center. Nyquist moving up. Drops it back off Abdelkader. Shifts, and he's bumped just enough. as he went to make a play and he lost the puck. It's Streit the other way. Streit to the line. And he'll hammer it off the glass deep into the Detroit zone. Great pace in this one as we pass the midpoint of regulation time.
Wayne Simmons just outstanding on that shift. The forecheck was great. The pass, the beautiful feed to Vinny Lecavalier went through his own legs and went to the backhand. Some great stuff from that new look line.
Thomas Tatar with room to work with here. Makes the wrist shot. It sails wide all the way out toward the point. Raffl couldn't clear, but Vandevelde will. Gets to Adam Hall. He'll backhand in. Vandevelde will hunt the puck with Jonathan Ericsson. They cancel. Shane is there. He's bumped by Adam Hall. And Adam Hall, good work to get that puck to Vandevelde, who got it back out to Gustafsson, whose shot is deflected. Hit a body in front. Backhander score! Adam Hall! He started the play with a hit behind the net. He finishes it with a goal. And the Flyers now lead 3-0. Adam Hall scores for a case of tasty game.
Funny how that works, isn't it? Body contact started by Adam Hall. Be the first guy to the front of the net, and you end up with a big goal. It's Hall right here with the contact, and then the ability to kind of loosen that puck up, get it back to the point. Gustafsson shot through traffic. It looked like Raffl got a piece of it, and then Hall's there to gather in the rebound.
The release by Gustafsson is so important here because he knows he's got all sorts of traffic, and he's going to get it on net quickly. The rebound comes right back to Adam Hall. Never took his eye off that puck. Picked right up off of Gustafsson. And now Mike Babcock has called timeout, and he is not a happy guy. Well, let's take a look at our Geico quote of tonight's game. And Claude Giroux was talking about the turnaround, what they need to do. Well, we know what to do. We know how to play. Nobody has to say anything. You just have to go out and play and do the right things out there. And bottom line, they're doing that here tonight.
Well, you can lead in many ways. You can lead verbally, but you can also lead by example, and that is what Claude Giroux has done here today.
He really has, and we figured he would coming into this game. Picks up the assist on Hartnell's power play goal. Seaman also involved. A beautiful pass here to Scott Hartnell for his second goal of the game. And, Steven Stamkos missed a day of practice in Tampa as he gets ready to get back to the Canadian Olympic team and back to the Tampa Bay Lightning. But if he's not able to go, there's still a spot left on that team. And Mike Babcock is the coach of the Canadian Olympic team, and he's getting a nice glimpse of what Claude Giroux can provide here tonight.
I'm sure he's taking note. Adam Hall, native of Kalamazoo, Michigan, able to get a goal against the Red Wings. Make it 3-0 Flyers. There stands Flyers athletic trainer Jim McCrossin, who is as good as it gets in terms of athletic trainer and an even better person. And tonight is his 1,500th National Hockey League game as an athletic trainer. Paul Holmgren, Flyers general manager, presenting him with Crystal before the game. Jim McCrossin does great work. He was acknowledging that as he was given some attention on the big screen during the course of tonight's game, and he really deserves that great reward for all the work he does trying to keep the broadcasters healthy as well.
Okay, between the glasses down there, coughing on me all day.
Coach has got a bit of the flu. We got here a backhander by Helm off the outside, and then back out the other way. Helm is there. Now take another shot off the outside of the net. The puck bounces to Steve Downey, and he'll go across ice. But in all seriousness, he does a great job keeping these players as fit as he can and getting them back to health as quickly as possible. And deserves certainly a lot of attention for the work he does. Red Wings with the puck here. Kronwall across. That shot, and the save made by Mason off of Ericsson. Might have been going wide, but made the save just the same. Reed does not get the puck out of the zone, but now it does slide to the neutral zone, and Helm has to go back to Kronwall at the blue line. Flyers 3-0 lead, but again, got to keep the pressure on. This is even without some of the stars, still a skilled Detroit team. Angle shot there, and Mason had to reject that one. And Eaves all the way to the other side of the ice. Downey will backhand it to the neutral zone.
Important shifts following Mike Babcock's timeout. The Red Wings seem like they've responded the way their head coach wanted them to.
Eaves in front. Mason, a huge save. The rebound, and it goes into the safety netting, perhaps off of Mason. It somehow stayed out. Steve Mason, acrobatic with at least one great save and maybe two there.
Couple of Red Wings looking upstairs here as Mason comes up with, I believe, 2 great saves. The initial save was outstanding as the fans stand up and give him a good set of applause here. Here comes the opportunities for Detroit. And Mason kicks that one out. And then the second chance looks like he gets a piece of it with his paddle.
Quincy, he is just shaking his head. He's the guy who's going to have the opportunity to come in here and watch. Let's see where Mason, he's falling backward. Boy, I don't know if he just fired that puck right over the net. I don't know. Did that catch a piece of Mason? He's falling backwards. His paddle's there. It's up in the air, but it's tough to see on that angle. Let's see if we can see it on this angle.
Well, clearly, Coatsy, something's up. Yeah, it clearly went up high on its own. It looked there, but the folks in Toronto wanted to look at it. They thought that maybe Mason somehow had hit that after it was over the goal line in some way. I mean, I don't know what else would they be checking here, Jonesy.
I think they thought it was one of those amazing saves, and they wanted to take a second look at it. Just kidding.
That's where the replays take away. We could have had everybody believing that second was a save.
Our camera guys were too good tonight.
Too good. Might very well have hit the crossbar and then gone out of play, which still would lead to the... No, actually, the faceoff's in the Flyer zone, so they're saying it went off of a Flyer. Well, they move up. There's a shot, and Gustafson is saved on Braden Shen. Alec Collier, nice move off the wall with it. His pass back to Simmons, who gets to Gustafson. And his shot is blocked, and the Red Wings will move back. And Locator to the Philadelphia line. And he's knocked down by Luke Shen. Kind of a hip check almost there by Luke Shen. It was a forceful check. The Shen brothers combined for 15 hits the other day against Boston. 8 for Braden, 7 for Luke. And they're up to it again with the physical play. There's the puck here as they continue to scrum for it, and now it's Gustafson who emerges with it. They'll try the glass. That one bounces out into the middle. Simmons is there. Skates it up. Simmons in across the line. The right wing pass to Braden Shen. Into the middle. Looking for the Cavalier. He could not come up with it. And he goes back the other way. Flyers still with the advantage in hits. Built most of that in the first period. There's Adam Hall. Bounces it deep into the Detroit zone. He got it to the corner. Hall's there to poke it away. Vandevelde after it. Abs got his arm around Brendan Smith, and they may call a penalty on Adam Hall here.
No two ways about this. This is a penalty. Vandervelde's really trying to be aggressive here in the forecheck. But let's go back once again, guys, and it appears on a
76
other look,
Philadelphia minor
when
penalty
Quincy
holding.
comes in here, he's going to fire on that angle. You can see it hit the crossbar.
Yeah, Mason just waves at it here, and they can see the crossbar has already made contact with the puck. And it goes up and over, and the Flyers, more importantly, are going to have to kill off a penalty here at a critical time in this game. Vandevelde gets the free hand off of his stick and gets the holding call as the Red Wings get another power play chance to try to climb back in this one.
Well, that line with aggressive forechecking produced a goal, but this time produces a penalty. Here's the Kaiser. Back across. Eves will find a Kaiser again. Looks in the middle, then a wrist shot. That's calmly blocked aside by Coburn. Have it back. Shane, the youngster, with a shot, and again ironed it. That one rang off the crossbar. So Steve Mason getting a little help here.
That one we heard.
Yeah, didn't hear the other one, that's for sure. Puck tipped away, and now Reed able to clear. I also tell by the crowd reaction, they thought Mason had made the save. They were roaring after the second opportunity there, but it was indeed off the crossbar and out of play. The last one off the iron as well. The Kaiser will wind it deep into the Philadelphia zone. Mason stops it, controls it, flings it along the boards, and finds Hall. What a play by Mason there. Hall will fire, and that's gobbled up by Gustafson. He'll hang on.
Raffle really driving up the ice there. He and Adam Hall showing some good chemistry. The Adirondack Phantoms face off against the Hershey Bears this Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Wells Fargo Center. There's still time to get a great seat. Don't miss this classic AHL rivalry in action as the Phantoms return to home. Another shot off the iron here as Tatar fires that one off the crossbar and post, kind of right in the middle there.
Might have been right at the corner.
Elbow.
Tatar's been one of those players for the Red Wings have done a marvelous job filling in for all the Red Wings that have been injured. You can see right there, he's got a great skating ability. Oh my God, can he go?
There's Tatar, but that pass deflects back to the neutral zone. 50 seconds remaining in the man advantage. On wall to Daniel Alfredsson. Gains the line. Now the puck back to Sheahan. Wall now Alfredsson. Swarmed upon the puck, bounces free. Couturier has it, and he'll send it the length of the ice. Half a minute remaining on the man advantage for the Red Wings. 4.5 and change here in the second period. Wall starts up again. The left wing feed for Eriksson. Takes a hit from Luke Schenn. Grossman to the puck. Schenn helps him out and clears the zone. Really good work defensively there in terms of supporting one another. Leaves time to begin one more rush with the man advantage for the Red Wings, and that's it. As he sends it in. Puck bounces off Helm to Luke Schenn. He'll lift it up, and then Adam Hall will move it through center. Tipped, but not controlled by the Flyers. Raffle reaching for it. Raffle will get to it now. Steer it around. Racing after that puck is Giroux. Giroux is bumped a little bit by Eriksson. Continues the battle. Chops it across ice. Hartnell trying to get to the puck now, but it's out in the neutral zone. Voracek. Back and now. Gustafsson, a quick pass to Giroux. Left wing dish. Hartnell still wide. He'll fire, and that one off the stick and then glass. All the way out to Helm. This pass knocked down by Giroux again. He wheels back. Giroux in across the line. Giroux to the circle, takes a look, and then sends it in on goal. Bounce behind the net. Giroux knocked down there, or at least tied up by Eriksson. And then he will send it through center ice. Gustafsson, it's Eric. Drops back for Philadelphia. Just over 3 minutes remaining in the second period. Hartnell in again, across ice. Braden Schenn, the shot! Save Gustafsson. And Cleary to the puck, takes a hit. The Red Wings able to clear the zone. A bouncing puck. Grossman plays that carefully. Then he gets back to it. He's checked by Simmons. The Flyers end up with a puck. Cavalier in across the line. They poke it deep into the Detroit zone. He's cut off by the Kaiser. It's a nice quick play. Smith with it hopped over his stick. Bounces out to Cavalier for a shot. It goes high and goes into the safety netting. 2:37 remaining in the second. The Flyers by 3.
3-0 the score. Let's take a look at our Wells Fargo. Great check of the game. And Brendan Smith, right at the last second, is going to contend up to Wayne Simmons and just absolutely nullify him behind the net. That's the kind of play that the Flyers were looking for.
One of 27 hits for the Flyers in this game. Tonight on the Orange Line, take a look at the fun and games from the Flyers Wives Fight for Lives Carnival, including Wayne Simmons with the fans at the photo booth. Alumni discusses the 40th anniversary of their first Stanley Cup. Watch the Flyers Wives Fight for Lives Carnival edition of the Orange Line, presented by Bradford Whitewater Heaters, tonight at 11 on Comcast Sportsnet. And on that note, congratulations to Flyers Wives, Flyers Charities. A job well done with the 37th Carnival on Sunday. Reviews from the fans, all good. Players do a great job. It could be a pretty long day for them on an off day, and they are always great with the fans. Just a great day. Everybody having a good time and raising a lot of money for some great causes.
It's a great day for perspective, too. And the Flyers look like the way they played in this one, that they got something out of it.
Yeah, it's strange how that could be almost like a breath of fresh air for them to put things back into perspective after the struggles against Boston in the recent game. And also a day off yesterday completely. I think it all helped. Here's Reed centering. Simmons was there. Simmons takes a look. Simmons back to Gustafsson. Gustafsson a shot. That goes wide. Bounces back out to Simmons. A little change of direction move there. A little stutter step, and then he drops it off. Cross ice to Gustafsson. Gustafsson stopped by Nyquist, and he'll clear the zone. Flyers also had a full practice earlier on. Day of the Carnival, and it was back to a full practice with pace that Doug Berube likes so much. As you look at the scores, upper right-hand corner of your screen, Boston continues to roll. Montreal trying to get back into a winning frame of mind. Washington leading Buffalo. Game so important. I know it seems early, but it really isn't that early because of the Olympic break. Not all that much season left. Once the break is over, and there's only 6 games remaining for the Flyers before the break. Once that break is over, it's really the stretch run.
It is. The Devils were in St. Louis tonight. down 1-0 in that one. They've got a couple more Central Division games to follow on the road, so a tough stretch for them.
Brad Reed getting the puck into the Detroit zone into the final minute of the second period. Reed got the puck to Downey. Downey centers. Oh, Luke Shen had a point-blank shot, but he did not settle the puck down, so now he'll roll it to Alfredson. And then, of course, Giroux steamrolls to Kaiser. And now the puck the other way. Guys are not happy with that hit. He was barking at the official all the way up ice.
Good contact by Giroux, pretty much providing a lot of energy for the Flyers in a bunch of different ways.
Oh, a little loose play there from Gustafson. Flyers end up with the puck. 6 seconds remaining in the period. Voracek taken down, no penalty call. Taken down again. No penalty again. And the period comes to an end, and Voracek can't believe it. They all look right away at the referee in the corner and say, hey, they got a couple cracks at him there. Good period, though, for the Flyers. They lead 3-0 through 2. And tonight's Flyers Red Wings second period was brought to you by Kia. To learn more, visit kia.com. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $71 million. So play today. Pennsylvania Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians. Players must be 18 years or older. Downstairs we go. Steve Coates set to chat with the captain, who's having himself a heck of a night.
3-0. It would appear that the team heeded your words, saying, hey, listen, we know how to play the game. All we got to do is go out and play. And it seems like you're actually getting stronger as this game moves forward.
Yeah, I think we're playing smarter and playing as a team. And when we do that, we're a good team. And you know what, Detroit is a good team, so we need to have a good third period here.
One thing that was really evident in both periods was the ability to be able to get out of the zone, get moving to the neutral zone, which led to your assist on Hartnell's goal. Yeah. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, I think we're doing a good job of getting out of the zone and kind of supporting each other. And when we do that, we're going to have scoring chances. So we're going to keep playing like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
2 assists for Claude Giroux, as he has helped the Flyers to this 3-goal lead. John Boric and Al Morgani will have plenty more analysis as our coverage of Flyers hockey continues after these messages. Tonight's third period on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you by your Philadelphia Super Network Buick GMC dealers. And by McDonald's. Now McDonald's, any size, iced coffee, or sweet tea is just $1. McDonald's, I'm loving it. Triple their lead in the second period as they take a 1-0 advantage and make it 3-0. There are your Sugar House Casino statistics.
Yeah, lots of hits for the Flyers through 2 periods, averaging 15 a period. They'll try to keep that up here in the third period. Power play for Detroit, 0-for-2, and the Flyers 1-for-1 on their power play.
There's the scoring summary. You can add an assist to Mark Streit on that first goal of the second period. And then Adam Hall made it 3-0 from Raffl Gustafson. The Flyers, 3-0 lead. Our GMC NHL update, Nashville and Winnipeg. Winnipeg under Paul Maurice has been red hot. Here's Seth Jones. Nice to have reach.
Wow, what a play that is.
A wraparound as he was able to beat Andre Pavlik. But the Jets come back. Chris Thorburn with a redirection in front. And that one's tied at 1. Both those teams need to get going to try to get into playoff position. The Jets have been playing better under Paul Maurice, that's for sure. Scott Hartnell has 2 goals in this game. As we look at the Twitter shots, we weren't the only ones to think that Steve Mason made a save.
It was so unbelievable that it never happened.
That's right. Unbelievable is right. And the lead going to the third, yes. And yes, Claude Giroux has been outstanding in this game.
He has, and Mike Babcock's had a front row seat to watch Claude Giroux here tonight. And there's still time to make an impression. You never know with injuries before that Olympic roster has to be finalized.
Did not notice Kimmo Timonen in the last 6 or 7 minutes of that second period, and he has not rejoined the club to start the third. So we will have to see if we can get a report on that.
We're working on it. The Flyers did play the majority of that second period with 5. Back on the blue line.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle part of that second period where we did not see Kimmo from there on out. So let's see if there's an injury situation there. Is Steve Downey getting back in the lineup here tonight?
Pretty much every shift for Kimmo Timonen, something happens.
Yeah.
Whether it's body contact or blocking a shot, he's in the middle of everything.
He assisted on Hartnell's goal in the first. And so again, we'll try to get a report. In the meantime, 5 defensemen for the Flyers as they try to finish and have another strong period here. Just an Abdelkader to the puck for the Red Wings. Drop it back. And to Eriksson. Jonathan Eriksson back across ice. Misses everything that's icing on Detroit.
Well, don't think that this team's going to go away. One thing when you talk about Mike Babcock, the head coach of the Detroit Red Wings, is he requires constant effort. And that's what makes him such a good coach, because his teams never quit. As we see with the Flyers over the last while, they came back a ton of times. So the Red Wings, well, I told you, with a lot of Calder Cup champions, they're champions for a reason.
Move up the ice here. They're onside. Darren Hell making the move to the slot. The shot save. Mason in the rebound. Gobbled up by Braden Schenn, and he'll go the other way with it. That was a big stop by Mason. Now Schenn the maneuver in the backhand, and it rides high and finds glass. Maybe the puck is Abdelkader. Gets by Gustafsson and is able to guide it into the Philadelphia zone. Luke Schenn is back. He has time as the Red Wings are changing. Moves it to Simmons. Simmons pumps it into the Detroit zone. Gets interfered with by DeKeyser. No call. DeKeyser goes back to get the puck. Moving on the right wing for Nyquist. Couldn't come up with it. Gustafsson watching down the puck ahead to Simmons. Simmons moving up. Simmons to the backhand, and the save made by Gustafsson. Back, trying to get it back to Grossman. Never made it. Now off is Giroux and played by Kronwall. Instead, Nyquist sends it deep into the Philadelphia zone. Strike keeps Tatar away from it. Good work there. Ahead to Voracek. He tried to tip it to Giroux, but they mishandled. Here's Nyquist turning fan down the shot, and then it was blocked off Grossman. Right trying to clear. It's kept it at the point. Wall winds it deep. There's a pass out in front. The net is off its moorings. No goal. Sheahan took the shot. It went in, but the net was well off its moorings, and there's a penalty coming up.
Not sure if he was pointing towards Steve Mason or not for a possible delay of game. Looks like Nicholas Grossman is heading to the penalty box here.
2 minutes delay of game.
Delay of game. The penalty as Grossman pushes the net off there. The veteran defender, recognizing there was a danger on the horizon, knocks off the net, and the Flyers will be forced to kill off the delay of game penalty.
He just doesn't know his own strength, Jones.
He is a strong man and a smart one at times.
That's your story. Go ahead and stick to it, but that's a penalty.
No
Well,
question.
we'll find out very quickly if it's a good penalty.
Whether or not he knows his strength or not, it is a penalty.
Yeah.
As the face-off will be to Mason's right. Big chance for the Red Wings here to try to get an early third period goal. They get the face-off and get control. It's a shot by Helm, blocked, and then cleared by Philadelphia. Red Wings, Joachim Anderson out there, Abdelkader, Alfredsson, and then Kronwall and Helm. Talented players, yes. Future Hall of Famer in Alfredsson, but no Datsuk, no Zetterberg, and Franzen. Those are huge losses off of the power play unit. Offside, they call at the Philadelphia line.
Yeah, lots of juggling for Mike Babcock as he tries to find some combinations that will work together on the power play, and he didn't look very happy with that last entry as they headed into the zone there and had an offside call.
That's how he's looked since that second goal by the Flyers. Not a happy guy, and then the third goal, of course, he called a timeout and had a little talk with his team.
Babcock sitting at 399 wins as a Detroit head coach. Of course, he began his coaching career in Anaheim. A lot of people forget about that.
Yep.
After the great career he's had.
Took him to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, exactly right. Here's Raffl. Nice move. Raffl the shot. Save Gustafsson. And it was stuffed away to the quarter board. Short-headed bid by the rookie. Now Tatar the other way to Alfredsson. Alfredsson does finally get it in across the line. Sheahan checked. Coburn got it to Hall. He couldn't control, and then Raffl hit Hall with his swing attempt. It stays in the zone. And the Red Wings will go to work. Here's Alfredsson across. Kronwall shot redirected wide. Get it back out in front. Loose puck. Mason sprawling. Kept it out once and twice, and then it finally deflects to Tatar in the corner. Back out to Kronwall. And now Alfredsson, 35 seconds in the power play. Shot blocked by Raffl and cleared by Coburn all the way down.
Outstanding block by Michael Raffl there, and Steve Mason makes yet another big save here. Red Wings getting some pucks towards the Flyer goaltender, and he's come up with some terrific stops.
Stretch pass here. Cleary was ahead of play, and it's going to be an icing call as Streit got the angle on Cleary for the hybrid call.
Let's take a look at our Independence Blue Cross fearless play of the game. Now watch Steve Mason. He's going to have not one, but two, three Detroit Red Wings all over him. And watch as he makes this save. No, this is actually all part of the equipment, as that one's going to go off the crossbar.
Yeah, we gave that one up, Coach. We tried selling it, but we gave it up after the one angle. Sort of made us look
But
like
the
liars.
first save was really, really good.
It was.
And then he had another one that hit the pipe. He's actually had one pipe and two crossbars.
He also made some huge stops for real. He made one earlier here in this third. And moments ago had a flurry in front where he stood tall. The puck went all the way down the ice.
Right at the end of the penalty kill, Grossman had just exited the box.
Flyers thought maybe it was before he exited. They're
close.
arguing the call, but the faceoff will be in Philadelphia.
Flyers 3 defensemen on the ice because Nicholas Grossman just left the penalty box.
Those goals against numbers for Mason going in the direction he doesn't want them to go in. Shot by Patrick Eaves is blocked. Goals against is very much a team statistic, though. And Mason has clearly not been as sharp here of late as he was earlier in the year, but the team hasn't played very well in front of him either. It's not all on the goal. Here's Eaves. Lines and fires. Glove save. Mason and no further play.
Well, the 2014 NCAA Frozen Four is coming to the Wells Fargo Center on April the 10th and 12th. And tickets are on sale now. Secure access to 2 semifinal games and the national championship game, all included in the price of admission.
And you want to know how good the hockey is at the college level? Michigan, Michigan State, Western Michigan, Boston College, all represented here on the ice between the Flyers and the Detroit Red Wings here tonight.
And the percentage of collegiate players that make up NHL rosters seems to go up every year. So that's a trend going in the positive direction. Here's Grossman. And across the line, backhands one, and Gustafsson will hang on to that.
Well, Claude Giroux's put on a show here, and the Flyers needed a big performance from their captain. He's been physical, knocking the Kaiser down there. He's been smart in the neutral zone, stealing that puck, kind of Pavel Datsyuk-like in that department in this game. And the passing game has been outstanding, setting up Hartnell, following to the net for the rebound chance. Picked up an assist on Hartnell's first goal and his second here. Great vision by Giroux, and a big hug for Hartnell, who's picked up 2 goals in the game. A lot of it to do with Giroux's strong play.
We approach the 5-minute mark of this third period. Kaiser on the red line is checked, and second try does get it deep into the Philadelphia zone. Right to Simmons, and then right back to Mark Streit. Pass here for Lecavalier, who just tips it out to the neutral zone as he was lunging at it. And Kaiser goes back across. And then Kyle Quincy misfires on a pass, but Mason will play this puck. No icing. Nice pass from Lecavalier to Schenn. Schenn to Simmons up the middle. He's going to play it to himself along the wall. Tips it deeper. Gets to it again. Shrugs off Brendan Smith. And then Smith comes back with some help. From Anderson. Tied up, and Smith will get to the puck for Detroit. Long-time prospect. Brendan Smith lobs that one to the neutral zone. Flyers able to knock it down, and Luke Schenn turns with it. Lobs it on through center ice. Lashoff goes across ice to Smith. Now the pass to Thomas Tatar. From the red line, flutters one into the mid of Mason, and he will hang right on to it.
Wayne Simmonds, another Flyer that's been outstanding in this game. If you're looking to pick 3 stars of the game, Simmonds doesn't have any points, but he has been a major factor in the Flyers as far as the hustle department goes, throwing his body checks around. The skating has been tremendous through the neutral zone and allowing the Flyers to gain some offensive pressure. He had a beautiful feed just after that to Vinny Lecavalier, putting Vinny in on a breakaway. Simmonds so versatile and is a perfect fit on a bunch of different line combinations for Craig Berube.
And besides, he was our choice for standout star.
And that does help.
Well, they usually get you a plug or two during the broadcast, right?
I cannot lie.
Got a little bit of a sales job
Yeah,
there?
we campaign a little bit.
Yes.
It's tough to overcome what Giroux and Hartnell have done in this one, but Simmonds has played well, as he has pretty much in every game this year. He's been consistently a strong player for the Flyers. All trying to clear. Raffl helps him out. Twisted out to the neutral zone. They go Raffl. He could take it as a demotion as he's playing in the 4th line, but boy, he's had himself a heck of a game here. And a lot of little
Yes,
things.
he has.
Helm moving up. Helm with a wrist shot save. Mason gathers the rebound and covers up. 13-17 remaining in the 3rd. Still 3-0 Flyers.
3-0 the Philadelphia Flyers lead the Detroit Red Wings as we look at the head coach of the Canadian Olympic team, Mike Babcock. But look at the number of people on this hockey club, along with the general manager, Kenny Holland, heading to the Olympics. You got Datsuk with the Russians, you got Jurko and Tatar with Slovakia, Jimmy Howard with the Americans, and then you got basically 25% of the Swedish team.
That's right. Team Sweden there on the right. That's 12 representatives, 10 players, the coach, and a member of the management team, all from one NHL team. And it's great for the Red Wings in the sense that they have all their players, those players going, and they get the publicity and such, but you wonder how it'll affect them after the break. Those players don't get any rest. Hartnell reacts as though he got clipped with a stick, but the arms stay down from the men in striped shirts, and so we play on.
A couple of them are hurt now.
That's right, and may not go. On Franzen, you have to wonder, as he has had a recurrence of concussion-like symptoms, not able to play today. He's abdicated with a shot. Mason takes that one in the midsection and hangs right on to it.
Alfredson was wide open on the far side, tapping his stick, trying to alert Abdelkader that he was in a good position to fire a pass across to him, but did not happen as he heads to the bench.
Just getting word now, Coatsy, that Kimmo Timonen will not return. He has a lower body injury and will be further evaluated, and that will bear watching. It's another one of those players the Flyers can ill afford to lose.
No, you don't want to go out on this Western road trip without a guy like him.
And he, of course, is slated to participate in those Olympics as well. Something he's really looked forward to for a 5th time with Team Finland. And any injury at this time puts that in jeopardy. That puck deflects out of play.
Yeah, there's going to be a penalty here.
I think so. The arm was up, and the Flyers will be shorthanded. Braden Shen goes to the box.
And there was no questions. He went right there. Wes McCauley's going to make the call.
Number 10, Philadelphia, minor penalty. Hooking.
There's Braden Shen there. It was Luke Shen that was getting a skate repaired, and he's a big part of the Flyers' penalty kill. They'll hurry him up to get him back. There's the hooking call on Braden Shen there on Jurko.
Flyers penalty kill. Called upon again. Here's Alfredson, side of the net pass. Riley Shane gets it to Gustav Nyquist, and now Thomas Tatar. The young brigade out for the Red Wings here to start this power play. And the veterans at the point, Kronwall and Alfredson. So getting it back to Kronwall. A shot deflected and went high and wide. Bounces out to Coburn. He's checked by Alfredson. Puck tipped by the Flyers, but stays in the zone. Shane is there, but he turns it over to Coburn, who quickly shovels it out to center.
Heads up play by Couturier, putting pressure on the Red Wing forward at the top of the blue line when the puck was in doubt.
Nyquist on the wall, trying to escape to the slot. He does. And he'll give to Kronwall. Send it through the slot. And off of Coburn. Gathered by Shane, who takes a seat. Coburn will flip the puck to the other side. Reed hustles over, plays it up the wall and down the ice. halfway through the Detroit power play. Both teams change. There's DeKeyser. The pass to Helm. Flying through the neutral zone. Caught by Raffl from behind, who clears the zone. Boy, he made that look easy.
He has been outstanding in the penalty kill situations. And as you talked about earlier, JJ moved to the fourth line and has made an impact in this game. Found a way to help that line pick up a goal and has done a terrific job with Adam Hall at the PK.
He's tried to center that one. It was blocked aside by Raffl again. Now Helm behind the net. Nudged it out in front, but there's Adam Hall to clear.
Boy, Adam Hall has been everywhere. Especially right there, you can see that he dropped back, did a great job of coming back to help Mason and cover that area.
Right, wins the race for the puck. It's to Coburn, who did not get all that clear. Applicator keeps it in. Now Coburn knocks it away from him, and Reed clears. You turn the puck over, you make up for it by getting it back.
And Braden Coburn looking at the blade of his stick right now as he heads to the bench. Not sure if it was broken or not, but not the play that he wanted on the original attempt, but a good job in his recovery.
Power play over. Flyers back to full strength as we approach the midpoint of this third period. Miller in the corner. By Hartnell. Puck rolls to the other side. Luke Schenn ahead to Voracek. Voracek spins, and then goes right wide to Hartnell. Hartnell cutting it in! Trying to center it to Giroux, who's taken down, and no call. Voracek trying to get it deeper. And now Jake has the puck again. He'll go cross ice to Hartnell in again. Hartnell to Giroux. Giroux holds, fires, scores! Gustafsson got a piece of it, but not enough. There's a dribble across the line, and the Flyers now lead 4-0. Giroux scores for a case of tasty cakes. Now 3 points on the night for both he and Hartnell.
Wonder what Mike Babcock thinks of Giroux's performance in this game. Just missed the goal on the previous rush as Hartnell missed him with the pass, and Hartnell comes right back and feeds him. This time his middle lane drive helps out, and Giroux rings it right off the glove of Gustafsson, and it works its way to the back of the net.
What a great job on the counterattack. The Red Wings get stripped to the puck in the neutral zone. The Flyers come flying back, and then all of a sudden Giroux with the opportunity one-on-one. You see where Gustafsson was. He was so far to the net. He got a piece of it, but not enough. And then I tried to keep an eye on Babcock to see how he reacted. To see if he looked at Giroux. He just kept looking at the goaltender, Gustafsson.
Giroux 3 points in this game. Now has 30 points in his last 24 games. And it's almost to the point where he has caught Steven Stamkos in points over the last 4 seasons. Once he does, Marty St. Louis and Claude Giroux will have the most points in the NHL since the last Olympics. As of right now, neither headed towards Sochi. And you bet that Steve Yzerman is fully aware of that as he watches the action. As Smith, that puck back to Tatar, and now it's Smith again. Down low, Sheahan back in the slot. Smith fired it high and wide. Yeah, Red Wings coming back with a strong shift here. Sheahan left alone behind that, tried to center, it's blocked. Good play made there by the Flyers' Braden Schenn as he stole the puck. Gave it to LeCavalier, who is hanging on to it at his own line as the Flyers are trying to change, and he coughs it up. Nyquist, shot, glove, save, Mason. Again flashing some leather, and he hangs on. Mason's been good, so the forwards. Claude Giroux, a 3-point night, is on the board, his 16th of the year, giving the Flyers a 4-goal lead. Been a good night thus far for the Flyers. They lead 4-0 coming up after the post-game show. Chevrolet Sports Night. Let's get a preview. Neil Hartman and Danny Pomel.
All right, JJ, thank you very much. Well, today was media day for Super Bowl 48 in Newark, New Jersey. Our Derek Gunn was there. He'll have all the sights and sounds. And let me tell you, it was crazy once again there at the Prudential Center.
I'll tell you what capacity Deshaun Jackson was in at the Super Bowl. And Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, the former Eagles cornerback, will tell you why he's joining a surprising list of Philadelphia athletes who leave the city and then go to the pinnacle of their respective sport the next season. We'll fill you in on DRC as Derek Gunn goes one-on-one with him.
All right, it's all coming up on Chevrolet Sports Night following our Flyers coverage. So far, so good. Looking good. Let's send it back to JJ, Jonesy, and Coatsy.
All right, Neil. Thank you very much. Ready for a face-off here to the left of Steve Mason wants to get the ice repaired.
Let's take a look at our Hyundai save of the game. You just saw a right glove save. Wow, watch Nyquist here in the first period as he'll just absolutely drill a wrist shot to the far corner. And Mason, once again, an outstanding glove save.
Flyers win this defensive zone draw, and Downey will move it ahead. Reed did not get out of the zone, but Couturier will ahead to Matt Reed. Reed worked on by Brendan Smith, taken down, penalty. And the Flyers will get a power play here with 8:18 remaining, up 4.
The line combinations have worked for Craig Berube. That's the second time that Matt Reed has drawn a penalty. Michael Roffel's done a great job moving down to the fourth line. Penalty kills, he's been all over the puck, as you can see here on the highlights. This is also short-handed. He's in alone on Gustafsson and then redirects that puck to his line mate, Adam Hall, who manages to find the loose puck and bury a big goal for the fourth line guys.
The Flyers get a rare power play. They scored with one earlier. They can score again. Drop it back to Giroux. A long backhanded cross-ice attempt there. That's intercepted, moving the other way is Miller centering. And Denning's shot denied by Mason. Steve Mason has been the eraser. The Flyers have made mistakes in this game. He has been there. Hartnell the other way. The shot! Dave Gustafsson the rebound. Bounce back toward Hartnell, but behind him and Eves clears. Mason tries to take the sojourn, and it was effective. He kept that puck away from the Red Wing, and now the Flyers move up with it. Here's Giroux. That pass off escape back the other way. Streit has to react and does. Now moving up with it is Joachim Anderson for a shot that Streit shoots, and it rolls to Mason. A bit of an adventurous power play for the Flyers thus far, halfway through it. And here is Streit. They get back to Couturier, and from the red line, he'll wind it in. That one skips around. Gustafsson corrals it, and then it's cleared, flagged down by the Flyers, but they did so with a high stick. Mark Streit there, so the faceoff will go back into the Philadelphia zone.
Well, the Adirondack Phantoms face off against the Hershey Bears this Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Wells Fargo Center. There's still time to get a great seat. Don't miss the classic American Hockey League rivalry in action. Call now. Chance to go back to the past. Phantoms revisit Philadelphia.
And also look to the future. Phantoms will be Lehigh Valley next year. Flyers win this draw. Here is Streit. Deliberately to center. From the red line, sends it in. Javier leans on his man. Puck is moved by Kronwall ahead and then cleared all the way down. It's only 25 seconds left on this Philadelphia power play. Streit. The other way, that's intercepted, and now Helm will move up. Make the shot, spin to the middle, backhander, that sails to the corner. The shifting player. He's had a couple of chances in this game. Quincy winding it back in. Alfredsson tried to dig it off the wall. Gustafsson had other ideas. Power play is over. Smith out of the box. 6:13 to play in the third. Alfred got his leg out on that one. Everything's good, they say, and Reed will move in across the line. Chip it deep and chase. Tips to Couturier. Couturier in by Lashaw. Reed then knocked down from behind by Quincy. And the Red Wings come up with a puck. Smith across ice for Alfredsson. He couldn't hang on.
Couple close ones there. One for Michael Raffl, and then Matt Reed taken down from behind the Red Wings defender.
Everything was good according to the guys who count.
Yep.
Kaiser moves the puck ahead. Tatar before Shane, but it's tipped away. Flyers with really active sticks, breaking up the pass plays of the Red Wings. Red Wings, even without their star players, they're still a possession hockey team, and the Flyers have done a good job nullifying them for the most part in this game. Nyquist backhand in. Grossman goes back. Gustafsson. Now Hartnell. Long backhanded cross-ice pass. Smith closes his hand on that puck, but no call. And they'll tip it back deep into the Philadelphia zone. Grossman up the wall. Eriksson kept it in momentarily, but now Giroux carries out. Cross-ice backhander again is intercepted, and now Nyquist did it across the Philadelphia line with a shot right into that active glove of Steve Mason. He's got another one in the mitt. Still 4-0. Tonight's Flyers-Red Wings game is brought to you by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Bud Light, it's the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. And by Wells Fargo. When you're considering buying your first home, Wells Fargo is with you. Wells Fargo, together we go far. 4-0 Flyers. Less than 5 to play in the third. Look at that streak. We mentioned it earlier. 22 consecutive years in the playoffs. Longest active playoff streak in major North American sports. It's 4 or 5 years from the NHL record. And take into account that, and then the fact that the Red Wings have not had a pick higher than 19 in the draft since 1991. Martin Point was a 10th pick in the 91 draft. Jakob Kindl at 19 is their highest draft pick since, and they've been able to put together 22 consecutive playoff years. And oh, by the way, some Stanley Cups in there as well.
It's phenomenal. Scouting.
Really. And several low picks that have turned into great players. But they're going to have to work to get that playoff spot this year. They are right on the edge right now, and obviously with all these injuries, it's going to be a fight to keep that streak alive.
It depends how quickly they can get their guys back healthy. And when they do, they're going to be a dangerous team again. And for their good fortune, they're not in the Western Conference this year, because the Eastern is not quite as strong as the West.
Couturier in, all the way around. He scores! Maybe he was watching Seth Jones earlier. Sean Couturier, the wraparound. And he makes it 5-0 Philadelphia. Couturier scores for a case of Tasty Cake.
Sometimes you forget Sean Couturier's 6'4", but he demonstrates it here with the long reach and the ability to maneuver in behind the net. And the nets were tightened up a little bit this season, and Couturier uses it to his advantage there.
And obviously he read the play so well, as Gustafsson got caught up in traffic on the other side, trying to get back, and Couturier saw that, just took the opportunity to just keep going.
Red Wings coming right back in, and off the side of the net, Flyers have it. Eric Gustafsson with it. Off of Raffle to Hall. Hawkins and across the line, and then it's sent right back down the ice. Straight, the only assist on Couturier's 9th of the year at 16:05. Couturier and a 9-game goal is struck. Couturier has a big game in Detroit. 2 goals, 2 assists as part of their win. Only the second in 25 years for the Flyers in Detroit. Alfredsson dropping it back. Brendan Smith's shot blocked by Hartnell. Bounces back out. Quincy's shot goes wide. And now it's Helm. Helm twisting and turning away from Luke Schenn. Helm cutting in. Schenn would not let him get to the slot. And now it's Gustafsson. Voracek he couldn't handle. Kept in by the Red Wings. Less than 3 minutes to play in the third, as Hartnell will sweep that down the ice.
Hartnell favoring his leg as he heads off the ice after blocking that shot from the Red Wings point.
Well, he's in a walking boot when he's not on the ice anyhow, of course, from blocking that shot in Buffalo. Oh, big hit by Grossman. Advocator goes down. No penalty called. Advocator's had some concussion issues. He seems to be okay. He's staying right out on the shift as Voracek moves the puck to center. And the Red Wings get it back, and now it's taken by LeCavalier as he steals. LeCavalier centering! Giroux into the net and off of him to the corner. Now Giroux back for Streit at the point. Tough pass to handle. It's tipped past him by Tatar. Tatar after it. Grossman comes back. Grossman able to nudge him off the puck, and Streit there for support. Got it past Kronwall and down the ice, but they will call this icing on Philadelphia.
Well, let's take a look at our Toyota turning point. The first goal by Scott Hartnell gave the Flyers a 1-0 lead. Then all of a sudden, watch this play by Claude Giroux. Nice pass right over to Hartnell. Gustafsson way overplays it. He's way to the right, and Hartnell plays it absolutely perfectly. Goes the other way and gives the Flyers a 2-0 lead. That was our Toyota turning point of tonight's game.
Shot by Smith. Save made by Mason, and the rebound cleared to the boards, but not out of the zone. Smith again gets one toward the net, off the stick of Mason, and then perhaps off of Grossman. It bounces right on through the slot area. Another shot, and Mason's glove snares that offering from Lashoff. What a night for Steve Mason in general, but also his glove hand making a lot of great glove saves.
31 saves so far. Let's take a look at our Mazda top shelf performers. Applicator and Yurko as far as the shots and hits for Detroit. Hartnell, outstanding three-point game, including 2 goals. Giroux, 3 points as well with a goal and 2. And Steve Mason now has 32 saves as they added a couple.
Tough to keep up with his total as it is ever increasing. I know you thought this was a real big game for him after having been pulled for the 3rd time this month on Saturday. He certainly answered the bell.
Going to need some confidence heading on the California trip, the California Triangle. And that's how good those teams have played out west, and it's a huge trip. The Flyers should gain some level of confidence from this victory here. And important that their goaltender is feeling good about himself because he's going to get tested.
Mandevelde twists the puck deep into the Detroit zone. Final 70 seconds of this one. Flyers 1 in the first, 2 more in the second, and 2 in the third. This 5-0 lead. Flyers get the puck back. Here's Grossman. Gustafsson will send it in. Flyers get it back. Reed to Couturier, out to Grossman. Grossman fast to a covered Gustafsson, and that leads to the Red Wings moving back the other way. Here's Eves with a shot. What else but a glove save again for Steve Mason? Why not?
Fans up on their feet, cheering him on. And Coates's got our Bud Light player of the game.
Boy, there are so many options for Bud Light player of the game tonight, but we're going to give it to Claude Giroux. He gets an assist on the first Hartnell goal, then he gets an assist on the second goal, and just to make sure that Mike Babcock's watching in the third, he's going to get a goal, and that's a goal and 2 assists for Claude Giroux in this one, and he is our Bud Light player of the game.
Up to 50 points on the season for the Flyers captain. Final 30 seconds of this one. The puck cleared all the way down the ice. This will not be icing as Mason came out to act as though he might play the puck. Kept the clock ticking. Strike to Raffl, and he'll send it out through the neutral zone. Back go the Red Wings for the puck as the final seconds begin to tick off the clock. Some standing here at the Wells Fargo Center is Steve Mason. Wraps up his 2nd shutout this year, his 4th career blanking of the Red Wings. 21st of his career, the first shutout of the Red Wings by the Flyers since Roman Cechmanek turned the trick back in 2001, and the Red Wings have been shut out in 3 consecutive road games. For only the 2nd time in history. They were known as the Detroit Cougars back in 1928 when this last occurred. The Flyers get back in the winning column. 5-0 your final.
Mason terrific in this one. The Flyers moving their feet. All 4 lines contributing. And the defense suck it up without Kimmo Timonen for the second half of this game. A terrific team effort and a much-needed win for the Flyers as they head to California for 3.
That is just what the doctor ordered for Steve Mason and the Flyers. And now they head into the Bermuda Triangle, the NHL this year, the state of California. The Ducks first on Thursday night. Our coverage begins at 9:30. Comcast. Big night for the Flyers here as they lead pretty much from start to finish. 5-0 your final. The Flyers end their 4-game winless streak. For the entire crew, as well as Keith Jones and Steve Coates, I'm Jim Jackson. Good night from the Wells Fargo